Hello, 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 hello. I'm Anthony James, founder and CEO of linuxacademy.com and cloudassessments.com. And today we are going to have our last live show until April 30th, Monday, April 30th. So what we are going to do is we saw all of the requests for all of the swag. So what we are going to do is we are going to, I'm going to raise my desk here. See, that's what's happening is it's raising the desk. Yeah. We are going to create an opportunity to give away all of our swag, over 100 plus different swag packs we want to give away. So what's going to happen? I see you guys and I just want to chat. I'm watching the YouTube channel. So if you have anything going on, go ahead and talk there. Again, I'm joined today by Phil Zona, who is going to talk about some cloud assessment stuff. We're releasing a quest. It's security related. So keep in touch on that. My stream I'm watching on YouTube seems to have paused. So as long as we're still good to go, let me know on the channel if something happens today, guys. Like I said, today's the last live show until April 30th. We're going to let some people join. We just updated the site announcement. So while we're letting some people join, does anybody have any questions or anything like that? And I'll just go ahead and also say that the last live show is going to have, let's see here, from what we're launching today. So we will be launching 15 or 16 courses on the last live show and the remaining 40 activities. So we are going to be launching a lot on that live show. I'm going to send out my link on LinkedIn here so people can join us on this live streaming cloud assessments announcements. And so it's going to be kind of a laid back stream today. It's our last one. We have a lot of streaming going on. We've done a lot of course announcements and everything. And you know what? I want to spend some time with those of you who keep showing up over and over again. I want to chat with you a little bit. And Sharem, thank you. You said you guys have taken it to the next level. Awesome and pretty excited. You know, we appreciate that. And we actually thrive off of our community's excitement, off our community's passion. You know, it's actually really cool to see inside the Linux Academy community people requesting content. And what's funny about that is, you know, we have that voting thing, and people are so passionate and excited about it. They're writing up basically essays, making a case for the content that they want. So there's nothing that excites our team more than knowing that our students love learning from us. You love how we have our interactive diagrams. You love our new practice exam system. You love our hands-on labs. And so, you know, we love that. We thrive off of that, and thank you so much for it. So again, one last time I say one last time. I'm going to say it like 98 different times. Today, this is a pretty laid-back day. We're going to talk about a cloud assessments security quest. Kind of an announcement there. We're not going to get too crazy on our secrecy today. And the rest of our announcements will be on April 30th. And you will have the opportunity to earn swag packs. We're going to give away over 100 different swag packs. We're probably going to give away Linux Academy subscription, all of that other stuff. So you're going to get an amazing opportunity for those things. So I will just go ahead and also give away some stuff. There's been a lot of DevOps requests. There's been a lot of AWS requests. We have what's going to launch on April 30th is going to be so much stuff. We even have a special one that we're going to plow through and get done for April 30th that we came up with the idea last night based off interacting with our community. I'm going to personally do that myself, put it together, and we're going to announce that as well. It's going to be super freaking awesome, and we're going to have some fun, everybody. So real quick, Phil Zona, why don't you come in and say hello? And then, Ingrid, you can go ahead and put that slide back up there for us, and we'll do a quick recap. Well, first, let's say, can we get Phil on the screen too? We can do all right. This works. Say hello, Phil.
Hey guys, I'm back. Back for another day.
Back again. Guess who's back? Hola, everybody. Hello, Wade. Hi, back to you, Wade. All right. So, really fun stuff. We're going to talk about a quest today, but let's do a recap real quick. We've launched the Google Cloud Security Essentials, Google App Engine Deep Dive, AWS IM Deep Dive, building a serverless chatbot with AWS Lex. Next recap. Next slide recap. And then this week we did deploy and manage OpenStack on Ubuntu Pike, DevOps Essentials. Yesterday we launched 2 challenges, EFS storage solutions and content and media delivery. And We're going to push all of our last announcements to April 30th. We're going to see if we can't just get a whole bunch of our course authors on at one time to say hello and launch our remaining boatload. We haven't even launched a quarter of our stuff. We're just going to do it all at once. It's super fun. We have a lot of teams here doing that. We have Terry Cox in town right now, who is focusing on some Azure onboarding training. We have our VP of Technology, David Smith, who is re-releasing a new Azure lab integration for our Azure team. So what I will say is our Azure content is not going to just be videos. We are going to go to that next level. You should expect for that to start launching at the end of this current quarter, and it's going to go to the next level. You are going to see interactive diagrams. You are going to see hands-on Azure labs. You are going to see a boatload of content with that team continuously scaling and going there. So real quick, everybody, Timothy, you were talking about that Docker Quest, top secret information. It wasn't supposed to be there. However, it will be relaunching because we kind of gave it away. It will be relaunching later this quarter. It is currently under development by course author Treva Williams. So real quick, let's go ahead and just say, what's in it for today? What's in it for today? What do we got? Let's put it up on the screen. What do we got, Phil? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. What do we have? What do we have, Phil? Come over here and you tell them. It's yours.
So we have the AWS Security Basics Quest. Someone mentioned that the Docker Quest disappeared, and this is what took its place until the real Docker Quest gets released. So the AWS Security Basics Quest will teach you all of the some of the fundamental AWS security principles. We've got VPC network security, S3 security basics, and encryption basics. And you're going to go through all of this in almost a story mode. You will be working for a fictional company. Their name is Travel Salmon, and they do vacations for people who love the outdoors. So you're going to be working for Travel Salmon, securing their infrastructure. And as you do it, you progress through the story and see how it affects them as a company. So that's what we got today. It's a brand new quest. I know that people have been asking for this for a while, and it's here.
So excited. You know what's going to be even cooler about this is this quest over the next probably 2 quarters as well is you're going to see it grow. And so it's one of those things that you're going to be able to come back and add. I'm not going to say why you're going to see it grow, but I will say that AWS has a security certification, right? And those are things that we tend to offer training content on. So real quick, question in the community. Can I have the list of content? No, you can't. I'm just going to say no. We're not going to do that. I'm not going to give it to you. And here's why. You need to tune in on April 30th to join us for that list where we then will make that list public and celebrate it. We do not announce our content until it is 100% done and available. Our content is 100% done. It is going through our final review processes, and so we're not going to tell it to you until it's available on the site, because the first time you hear that it's available, you're going to want to know when you can jump into it. I just know it. I'm excited about that too, so we'll tell you then. We'll tell you then. April 30th, join us. There's going to be a boatload, if I haven't said that yet. Let me say boatload of content. There's going to be DevOps. There's going to be new DevOps things, new DevOps configuration things that we're going to jump into. There's going to be pretty cool stuff. So we have a question that keeps popping up over and over and over and over again. It's the third time. We see you. We see you. What are the prerequisites for Learn Cloud? We got to get there. We got to go through the whole cycle. We see you. We're going to get that. So prerequisites, honestly, you can start. We have so many amazing stories, Phil, and we talk about one of our favorite stories is and he's usually in most of these live shows, actually. It's a gentleman who used to have a food truck in New Jersey, and he went through Linux Academy training for 6 months, got his LPIC certification, and his first job immediately, a week after getting the certification, he had a job offer and was working at the Major League Baseball data center as a systems administrator. And today, last we checked in on him, he's a team lead at LearnVest. So when you say prerequisites, here's what I would want you to start at. I'd want you to start through the Cloud Essentials course. I'd want you to then go into the Linux Essentials course. And then I'd want you to dive into the AWS Concepts course, and then probably AWS Essentials, and then the AWS CSA. And you're going to want to, substitute that a little bit with the AWS CSA, you have that. You're going to want to go into maybe LPIC or Red Hat certification. Those are two of our favorite certifications, some of the most recognized certifications as well. So that's a great question on there. And yeah. So real quick, I'm going to pull up. I'm going to go to cloud assessments. Don't show my screen quite yet because there we go. That's perfectly fine too. I'm going to log in. You see all of mine. I'm going to just type in my password too so you can all see that. More questions. Just curious, do you have a course on Jenkins 2 pipelines? We don't have a course on that today. Well, kind of. We launched a learning activity that actually does that. We actually launched that Monday or Tuesday through Will Boyd's course, DevOps Essentials. But what I would say is he's really, really interested in advanced pipelines this quarter for whatever reason. I don't know why, but he just talks about it over and over and over again. So take what you want from that. So we'll just see what happens. And so let's go ahead and show my screen now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up my quests. Over here in Quest, you're going to know that the Docker quest went away. And everybody says, why? Why on earth would you do that to us? And we'll say it was an accident, but it is coming out this quarter, and it will be there or later this quarter. We might go ahead and launch it as we get certain things in there. But if I look at this, we have the AWS Security Basics. This is the foundational part of it. Love it. I'm going to click on this little guy right here. And then I'm going to see those challenges, which I can go ahead and get enrolled with. I can enroll into this quest by clicking the enroll button. And I'm now enrolled in on it. And I can go ahead and take different things. It'll show up on my dashboard, except for I clicked unenroll. My bad. I tend to do that. And all of that other kind of great stuff that we have with it. So we're enrolled. We can go ahead and do everything on there. We can get started. We can go through all of our quests, all this great stuff. Here's Phil again. Let's see if we can... let's see if Jeremy's with us today. I'm going to get this for Jeremy.
Yeah, make sure you
there you go, Jeremy. That's not bad.
It's not as bad as yesterday.
Let's try it one more time. Let's see what happens. No.
That one was pretty bad.
No. Nah. We can't do it today. This is just a better video.
Yeah.
Jinx.
Almost. I owe you the soda.
Oh, yep. Need a soda now. That was a jinx. All right. And then we could talk about some of these quests, but they'll recommend learning activities for you. Very important that you read the expectations, you listen to the video. And again, I'm going to go ahead and demo this a little bit. I'm going to start this challenge, and it's going to go ahead and boot. And we'll talk a little bit about it here in a second. But we got a lot of stuff going on in the YouTube community chat. And real quick, what I want to do is for those 30 people who have just joined us, we have done so many great launch announcements this month. In fact, this month alone, we're launching more content than we did all of last year, and this year's only getting started. Okay, so take that for what it's worth. And then we are going to pause for the rest of the month on our announcements and release all of our content, all the remaining 15, 16 courses and 50 learning activities. We're going to launch them all at one time on April 30th during a massive live show where we're going to do lots of stuff. We're going to go old school. We used to have these old school live shows where we just get on there and we would just hang out. It was great stuff. It was IRC chat and our own custom streaming now. Technology has gone a long way since from 6 years ago. And we had some really cool old school stuff. We're going to launch a bunch of DevOps, a bunch of AWS. We're going to launch several certifications, probably 4, I think. We have 4 certification courses that are out there, some of which are new and some of which are refreshes. Take that for what it's worth. And a bunch of Linux content as well. So join us for that. You're going to see at the top of the Linux Academy page, it's going to say live show probably by the end of the day tomorrow. And you will be able to enter in a chance to win one of 100 swag packs that we're going to give away. The bright side about this is you can enter in up to 4 times every single day between now and April 30th. So you could actually increase your chances of winning a massive swag pack, which includes, you're probably going to get a cloud assessment stress ball. You're probably going to also get a Linux Academy stress ball. You're going to probably also get a Pinehead the Penguin. Let's get a little crazy here. What else do we got? You'll probably also get a Linux Academy shirt. So these swag packs are going to be awesome. You can, the chances of you winning are so high, because you can enter in, if you're dedicated, you can enter in to win. We're going to give that away. And Phil, I know you're excited about that.
Yeah.
Super excited. And some of them, we're going to have maybe like 10 or 15 of them. We're going to also have the Linux Academy Cloud Assessment Yetis. So we're going to have kind of tiered giveaways on there, but we're going to have 100 different swag packs, 100 of them that you're going to be able to do. And we're going to launch all of this on April 30th. But we have launched today AWS Security Basics Quest on cloud assessments. It's the first part of the quest. Super excited about this. Joined by Phil Zona, and it is the Basics Quest. The quest starts off with challenges first.
Yep.
And then, Phil, from those challenges, it's probably going to recommend, if I don't do well, learning activities for me to do.
Exactly. So let's use the actual scenario for an example. VPC network security. If you misconfigure that, depending on what you do, you're probably going to get a learning activity based around security groups or network access control lists, things that are going to be related to what you didn't do correctly in the challenge. And that's kind of the link between these. You test yourself and then figure out what you don't know, and then you get the learning activities.
And that's absolutely awesome. And what's really cool about all of this is it makes or takes advantage of our real-time grader engine that we've been developing. It's actually one of the harder things that we've had to do to apply to our content. And if you look at, there's always been a lot of questions. Why does it take 3 months to build a high-quality, in-depth certification course? And here's what I would tell you. If we were going to give you just videos, give me 4 weeks. We can do it for you in 4 weeks, easily. Videos and PowerPoint, we can hash it out in 4 weeks. That is what we believe completely useless, to be honest with you. And so we've moved over to this new model. All of our new content has it. And that new model is hands-on, interactive, practical application, right? So think of it like this. A course, think of the AWS CSA. The Orion papers was a great example of this. You go through, while you're watching that video, you're understanding the architecture. You're clicking, it's changing. They're interactive diagrams. Hey, by the way, they say you need to smile. I just saw it on there.
I know. I am thrilled to be here, guys.
Stevis, he just called you out on that. So I'm just saying, it's on the internet now.
Students are being hard on me today.
They are. We haven't put you in front of the camera very much yet, right? We haven't been as vocal as we should have been in a lot of our changes, but we're coming out. We're coming out, so we're going to be all over the place now. So, and with that, you have those diagrams. And those diagrams, honestly, increase the course building process by about 30% alone. And that is a huge thing. And then when you look at the hands-on labs, not only do we have to design the automation, deploy out the environment, and how we want it to be for you, there's a lot of back-end stuff that goes in there. But also now we have our real-time grader engine that we apply to it. And then you also have your flashcards. We have over, I think it's 150 or 200,000 flashcards at this point in time that are available on all of our courses. And then you have downloads available with it. And then you have the quizzes and practice exams, right? And these are all supposed to be designed in a storytelling, scenario-based way. And just takes time. So, the reason it takes so long is because we don't just outsource, or we don't just say, hey, here's a bunch of videos with practice exams that say, this is how you pass an exam. We build content that teaches you at the level at which the exam expects, which means I can pass a certification. I can get a job. I can pass a job interview. We've had a lot of our companies just, I'm not going to go into those details, but great stuff. So let's pull it up on the screen here real quick, Davis. What we have is Phil's new challenge. Now, real quick, I want to talk to you about our challenge. No, Stevis, you did not lose your chance of winning swag. Because if you go to the live show stream page that we're going to put up tomorrow, you can enter in to win up to 4 times, and Phil will not be involved in that decision-making process.
My vote against you will not count.
Will not account.
Don't worry.
It'll be a randomly generated bot thingy that we pull from the database. It's actually old school that we used to do. We're bringing back old school. So here we go. Back to it. What you get is this scenario. Now, guys, when you take a scenario, what we're doing here is we're testing your ability to understand the requirements, okay? Understand, when you go to a company and the company says you need to do this, are they looking for it from a high availability standpoint? Are they looking for it from a durability standpoint? Are they looking for it from a low latency standpoint or a cost-effective standpoint? Also, what tools are they wanting you to use? So I could technically use 4 different configuration management tools. If you think about Ansible, Salt, Chef, Puppet, all of which we have certification training, or we have training material on. And if you're in the community right now saying, no, you don't, I'm going to say, join us on April 30th. And then I just give stuff away. I just love giving stuff away. But and you know, you got to really understand the requirements, right? It's really like when you go in an exam and they're trying to test, do you really understand it? So understanding what's being asked of you first is important. Now we do provide some tips and tricks here. So you're just like, oh my goodness, somebody help me. You can literally click on the help me button. And then from there, you can see the hints. Now the hints give you some, this is a very, very complex challenge right here. Give you some clues on what.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. Take a look at the help section in your Alexa app.
All right, so everybody was here. I did not say the word Alexa. That didn't happen. I didn't, and when I did say it, it didn't do anything. I'm just saying. I don't know what's going on there.
She's becoming self-aware.
She's Zuckerberging it, listening to all the data. Oh, I did it. First the NSA, then Zuckerberg, now Alexa. I don't know.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. Take a look at the help section in your Alexa app.
Okay, I think we're good. Okay, so these are the hints on what we're looking for. Also, you can say, you know what are you looking for from an architectural overview here? Give me a clue. Give me a diagram. Show me. You, the student, said, hey, you know what we want? We want more diagrams. So we said, okay, guess what we're going to do? All of our learning activities and challenges now will have a diagram. All of our new courses have interactive diagrams, and you get all of the diagrams. You want diagrams, you get diagrams. What we do at Linux Academy is we literally, in cloud assessments, we literally, Phil, we just look at, and as you know, because we do it all the time, we look at what our students want, and then we're just like, let's give that to them. But we got to make it scalable.
Yep.
Got to build a platform so all of our course authors can use it. That stuff takes a little bit of time, so we do love the patience on all that. Oh, this is a great question. Great question. I'm going to get to a question here real quick. And then finally, on the help me, you could say, I thought I could do this, but quite honestly, I need some training first. And so what I could do is just say, you know what, let me get started on learning activities. This is not going to be held against you. You're not going to see this score. We're not going to hold this score against you. Your companies that have a Linux Academy account are not going to see this score. There is no score. It's just going to take you over and get you through the entire process and calculate those things. So real quick, Davis, let's come back to me, and I'm going to answer some of the questions that we have here. And some of the questions we have is, and I think Joel just answered it, but he says, if you have a paid plan with us at Linux Academy, oh wait, that's what Joel is saying. I'm going to go back. That makes sense. It's like we have a new hire I did not know about, but we are.
This is Jeopardy mode. You read the answer and then the question.
Jeopardy mode, I love it. But we do have a bunch of positions we are hiring for if you are relatively interested. But I'm going to actually demo some of what we're doing. But to answer that question, and Joel kind of did, is lots of questions. Is if you have a Linux Academy membership, we are big fans of providing value. And what I mean by that is, yes, our pricing is $49 a month. You can get a yearly based discount. For those of you who have been here for a while, we don't raise the price on you if you don't cancel your membership, so make sure you maintain that. We don't plan on raising the price for a long, long time to come. But the reason we had our price increase is to answer this question. You're getting Scale Your Code at no additional cost. You're getting cloud assessments at no additional cost. And you're getting Linux Academy, all three included as part of that. We've upgraded our cloud servers. We've been building how we do it. So because of the amount of tools and the cost of actually doing all this, the price was just required. We don't look at this from hey, we need to drive revenue. That's not our goal here. Our goal is student success. It's a core fundamental concept that we believe in, is affordable training at a real price, which is why if you look at our content, literally you could spend $3,000 for one course and go fly out somewhere, and that costs more, and you would get less training and less hands-on labs and less help than your Linux Academy membership. So all the way around, you get unlimited access. If you have a Linux Academy membership, you get unlimited access to all of our course material. Linux, AWS, OpenStack, DevOps, security, Azure, which is, everybody's like, I don't want your Azure. And I'm like, hey, you're going to want it in a couple months. It's going to be awesome. We're investing so much on it. So it's all 100% included. You get the cloud servers included with that. If you are a Linux Academy Community Edition member, when you go into cloud assessments, you have the opportunity to earn gems and take that. So a lot of the hands-on stuff is still at no cost. But what I want you to all understand is when you go out there and refer a friend where you get that $25 credit or share us on Twitter, you know, these labs that we have, when we deploy out these environments, there's a cost to it, right? These cloud servers, there's a cost. So we love, love, love giving as much as possible, but there's a cost of building interactive diagrams, employing our staff full-time, building the grader engine, running the hands-on labs, right? Those are the costs that we have to it, and that's on top of everything else. So our training is hands down better than anything else out there because our mission was to take in-person training and merge it with online self-paced training, which is, we believe is a stack, right? You got instructor help, you got flashcards, you got study guides, you got practice exams, you got hands-on labs, you got cloud servers, you got challenges, you got a whole bunch of other stuff that I'm actually forgetting all about for some reason. And so there's a lot of stuff on there. So, and real quick, if we go back on here, Davis, what I'll show you is, you see right here, if you click on the cloud assessments icon or the scale your code icon, it will take you into each platform at no cost. What you will notice going forward is there's going to be tighter integration of our stuff. Let me think of a course that we just launched that probably has a lot of that. We'll go DevOps Essentials. As you're taking the course on DevOps Essentials, you'll notice that you have this quiz, and it has this little cloud assessments icon, or the hands-on lab, which is the DevOps pipeline, for those of you that were asking about pipelines. If I were to click on these things, it actually takes me over into cloud assessments at no additional cost for us to use this in terms of our tools. And we have some questions on there that says, can you please share the list of courses we need to take for AWS? You know, Phil, that's an open-ended question, because it really depends on what you want to do.
Yeah. So my recommendation
Hold on a second. Oh. We got to turn the robot on.
All right.
There we go.
So my recommendation, and this depends where you start. If you're coming at this from an absolute beginner perspective, you're going to want to start with our AWS Concepts course. From there, you can go into AWS Essentials. And then once you're ready to start getting into the more technical aspects of it, you can start with any one of the associate level certifications. The Solutions Architect exam is often a good place to start. Depends what you want to do, like you said, Anthony. You might also take the Certified Developer exam or SysOps. So there's the two that you would probably want to start with are Concepts and Essentials, and then from there you can branch out into different areas and different career options.
I will chime in and agree with that starting point, absolutely. But what I would also say from a certification perspective is that the, what are you doing here, microphone? You're all over the place. He is all over the place here. So what I would say is that CSA Associate should be your starting point for any AWS certification. The reason I say that is because it focuses so much on high availability, and every single exam has that as foundational knowledge required to take it. So when you prepare for the CSA, you're technically preparing 25% for the... We'll let them fix it because it's probably getting a lot of going on there. So we'll wait a second. I think it made it worse. It was fine, and then now it's okay. And then now it's like falling off. So
here we go.
You guys go ahead and just ask questions in there while we're waiting on that.
And would I be sure?
I got a line behind me.
Dang, Anthony, you jacked this up.
The hardest thing we have to do today is fixing a microphone.
Hey, that's a good day.
How many people does it take to? All right, we're gonna give away swag. How many people does it take to fix a microphone? First person to respond gets a T-shirt. Get ready, Joel. You gotta watch this. How many people does it take?
There we go. Okay. I think we're good. Thank you.
We are announcing a new course on fixing microphones. Ladies and gentlemen, you saw that live. That is our live training for the day. Live training for the day. All right, it looks like Rajesh gets a shirt. He said 2. I don't know where he got 2. Yeah, I didn't I guess it is. You know what though? You got to give him credit there because I tried, and then Davis just came over because I was trying to talk too, and then Phil did nothing to help.
Yeah, I was just watching.
Yeah, he was no help at all to this.
Spectator.
He was really just like, you look dumb doing this, guys. So let's give him a T-shirt. There we go. And he also says, give Davis a round of applause. All right.
Good job, Davis.
Let's get a slow round of applause. So here we go. So the CSA Associate would be where I would start, to be honest with you, because it's the foundational everywhere. We have a lot of people. There's a big trend out there called the All 3. No, it's called the All 5 and the Trifecta. The Trifecta is those who go get all 3 associate level certifications. If you were to do that, I would start and honestly do, if that's your goal, I would do CSA Associate, Developer, and SysOps. And then people do all 5. And if that was the case, honestly, AWS CSA Pro is probably the hardest of them all. And then really you can just pick from there. You have to have, in order to get DevOps Pro, you either have to have the SysOps or the Developer Associate level. And in order to get CSA Pro, you must have the CSA Associate in order to even be able to take that. So I hope that answers your questions. All right. So let's do a quick recap of what's going on here. Let's get in on here. Recapping. This is a recap for Monday. Amy, course author Amy, who is a huge member of the OpenStack community and is an OpenStack contributor, and will be speaking, I think, at 3 different talks at the upcoming OpenStack conference, launched Deploy and Manage OpenStack on Ubuntu Pike. You want a real understanding of how clouds work and a real in-depth knowledge, then you run a private cloud. You go through this and you learn how to deploy and manage a private cloud, and you will have some great foundational knowledge about how clouds work. You'll have advanced knowledge, to be honest with you. OpenStack's one of those more advanced things. And then we had the DevOps Essentials with new course author Will Boyd. We had somebody in the community ask for a signed shirt from Will, and I think we are accommodating that request. And DevOps Essentials is one of those. It has a hands-on learning activity in there. That's the DevOps pipeline. You could also take that at Cloud Assessments. It's one of those that is foundational. A lot of you are asking, how or what should I start with cloud? Take DevOps Essentials with that. It's one of those foundational things that you absolutely need to understand. It's not necessarily, DevOps is more of a process, but you use tools to implement DevOps methodologies and processes, right? And so that's how we kind of classify it. And then we had Phil join us yesterday and today, and we launched EFS storage solutions and content media delivery. And immediately I'm going to predict a question in the YouTube channel that says, where's the EFS storage solutions activity? Because we announced it, I think, which is why we don't do the list. This is a prime example of why we don't do the list until it's ready. It's going through our final grader engine checks, and it's not technically published yet. Is that right, Phil? Just come over here and tell us a little bit.
Yes, I apologize, everyone. I broke it at the last minute, and I don't want to give our students something broken. So working on fixing it, hoping to have it released in the next couple of days, and we'll announce that when it's up.
Yeah, and again, this is a prime example of why we don't like announcing it until it's already turned on and available on the site. Because as soon as we give you the list, we know that you want to take that. The excitement around it is amazing. It's there. I believe we are expecting the EFS to be done and repaired by the end of the day tomorrow and back out into the public, or it was never out there. We prevented it from going out because of our QA tests. Okay, yeah, we're doing recaps. I was going back to the community because I love talking to our students. And then today, we announced, which is immediately and 100% available, the AWS Security Basics Quest, which includes S3 Security Basics, VPC Network Security, and Encryption Basics. I'm going to go check out the encryption one. I'm excited about that to test my skills. And we got some questions in the community before we give up. It looks like we already did a giveaway, but maybe we'll do another one. If you want to be the first to tweet, share, LinkedIn, Facebook, and you could just send the link in to support or something. If you want to be the first to share our April 30th live show and everything and all that kind of good stuff, we will send you a swag pack, and that will guarantee you your swag pack. And if you don't get it, we are giving away over 100 swag packs as part of our April 30th show. You'll have an opportunity to enter 4 times a day to win. And then what happens when you enter it in, it goes into a database where during the entire probably hour or 2 hour long live show, we randomly give stuff away, which is fun. All right, so final questions. How will I start with OpenStack? Go into our linuxacademy.com. Click on the courses drop-down, head to OpenStack, and let me give you more specific. I'm going to tell you which one I think you should start with. I'm going to head over here. I'm going to click on OpenStack. I'm going to browse down. So we do suggest some of these foundational knowledges before you jump in there. That's why you see CompTIA Cloud Essentials. I would jump in with OpenStack Essentials, and then I would jump in with the either Mirantis or OpenStack Foundation Certified OpenStack Administrator. Now, the Mirantis one is a question and answer based exam. It's still valid for the exam, but it's based off a little bit older stuff. And the OpenStack is hands-on, and that's being refreshed, and that's really good. And another way to do it is a complete deploy and manage OpenStack on Pike. That's thinking about like OpenStack the hard way is kind of that on there. We just launched that, so it's brand new. So that's how you start on that. I believe that Ceph is covered in some of these. Actually, I wish I had. Joel, do you want to message Steven and see? You want to message Steven, our head of OpenStack content, and ask me if Ceph is covered inside of CEPH inside of any of our OpenStack courses? Because I believe we actually cover that. And they have questions on, do we have any course or activities on AWS ECS? The better question is when is it launching? Not this month. Not this month. But yeah, we will have that this quarter, believe it or not. That's our goal. We will at least have some foundational stuff. I believe Phil might actually be working on some challenges for it too.
I might or I might not.
Might or might not. We actually have a really cool one that I think we're going to do first. But the ECS, I actually personally started working on. And the reason that we stopped is because in November, when Amazon announced the Kubernetes service, oh, my screens just went dark. That's not good. There we go. When they announced the Kubernetes service, what happened was they started bolstering before, because it's still in private preview. And almost every other day, we're seeing ECS announcements. So Fargate was on there, all of these things. So we've just kind of put it off a little bit, because literally every day, you now have your deployment stuff on there. The interface is changing. We don't want it to be outdated. So we fully expect for them to kind of be done with some of those updates around right now or the next 30 days or so. And that's when we'll probably look at some of that, because if we would have actually done that this past quarter, it would have already been outdated. And that is just a waste of time for everybody. And we don't want to do that for you. Yes, so next question. Is RHCSA or LPIC certification recommended before I start Certified Solutions Architect? You don't need it. You don't need it. We do some Linux stuff in there. And I didn't say that grammatically correct again. But we do have, when you go through the CSA, you do build out an example environment using Linux. What I would say is maybe go through Linux Essentials. You don't have to. I would probably encourage it, because it's just great open source information and Linux information. And it also preps you for an LPIC Linux certification exam. And ladies and gentlemen, I think we are about to close out. Let me make sure I have not missed any questions. We'll do our final recap. So far this month, we have launched Google Cloud Security Essentials, Google App Engine Deep Dive, AWS IM Deep Dive, building a chatbot with AWS Lex, deploy and manage OpenStack on Ubuntu Pike, DevOps Essentials. In terms of challenges, we have accidentally pre-released, not accidentally, but EFS storage solutions, which will be made available tomorrow or so. Content and media delivery, which is available today. S3 security basics, available today. VPC network security, available today. Encryption basics, available today. There are 3 of them that we do not have on that slide that are available today. That is the introduction to IM. That is on there, actually. So let me go back and go through this, because these are the ones I was talking about. Introduction to IM, our first hands-on interactive lab for IAM. Building a serverless alerting chatbot with AWS Lex, using the OpenStack CLI, setting ACLs in OpenStack Swift, managing OpenStack policies, the DevOps pipeline. We also have 3 that are done and available that we didn't put on here that we'll just go ahead and announce. We have introduction to Amazon S3. We have Amazon S3 bucket policies for security. And we also have Amazon EC2, or getting started with EC2 with Windows. Everybody pause for a moment. With Windows. Because why not? Because why not? Everybody loves Azure now. Microsoft loves Linux. We can give them some love back. We do enjoy as much love as they're giving Linux. And so we do not hate Microsoft. That is an old school thinking. And you sent a question somewhere?
I sent you the answer to the Ceph question.
Oh, the Ceph question. Okay, here we go. What do we got? What do we got?
The EX2210 OpenStack RHCE by Triva covers Ceph.
It looks like we have a course that covers Ceph. That course is the EX210 OpenStack Red Hat Certified Engineer Certification Prep course, which covers Ceph. And that's why we do a lot of courses like that. We cover, when it comes to anything, a lot of that, but a lot of times they're built in. And we're kind of moving away, fixing that a little bit, not to go into any details. All right, everybody, let's do our final. Thank you so much for joining us. Do not forget, April 30th. April 30th. We're going to give you a t-shirt if you are the first person to tweet, share, LinkedIn, whatever, and send us the link to it, where you send it to or tweet it at Linux Academy. The link that our show is on April 30th. We're going to give away over 100 swag packs. You're going to be able to enter in a chance to win every single day, starting at the end of the day tomorrow. Between now and April 30th, I'm probably going to join from a remote location on a quick live stream just to say a few things next week. We won't be announcing anything. We have announced so much content, and we are announcing the final 15 courses and the final 50 activities on April 30th. April 30th. And Ryan says, because I just have to address Ryan. I don't know who this guy is, but I love your question. I just hope Linux Academy will not let Linux Academy or Linux content erode or lag behind in favor of Microsoft. Never. If you actually look at what's lagging right now in our content, and 100% honestly, it's Azure. So we won't let it lag. But here's what I'll tell you is we are giving it all equal attention. We have amazing teams, and the new ways that we do things now are new content, hands-on labs, interactive components, real-time grader engines, our new practice exam, our flashcards, over 150 or 200,000 flashcards. I forgot the last number. I know it's one of those twos. That's why I keep saying two of them. So we will not let any of our content erode. And in fact, you're only going to see the content getting better in each thing, left and right. Why are you guys laughing at me? Where's the after party? April 30th, we're going to for sure have an after party. But yes, this is going to be the best. It is the best. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Don't forget, April 30th, look at the top of the Linux Academy screen tomorrow at the end of the day. And it's going to say, enter to win, Linux Academy live show giveaway, April 30th. We're going to do so much freaking content. I can't even. Connect with me on Twitter, Anthony D. James, or on LinkedIn, linkedin.com/n/Anthony D. James. Bye.